Hey, how are you? US Wellness. I remember you were here before. Forgot your name though. Hey, Mel. How are you? Hello. Uh, Finally, been working on today for like forever. Nicola, yes, Nicola. Haven't seen you for a while. I got a lot of tea on sale on the website, but I know you're a wholesaler too. Hi, Thomas. Nicola. Yes, I remember you. It's gonna be a crazy day at work for sure. I'm already crazy. I only slept 3.5 hours. Um, Basically, just answering emails, answering customers' questions like nonstop since midnight, really, because the ring bell at midnight, and a customer already messaging me about the deals. I think that's a little bit confusing because I was offering 50% off, but I also have a different listing that say 25% off. So some people get confused with that. I mean, I wish I'm better at programming the website, but when I try to do both on the same listing, I feel like it's going to create even more confusion, and plus the website just acting weird when I have multiple discount on different variety. Hi, Alexandra. Hi, Marilyn. I don't know how many of you are working today, but if you are working today on Black Friday, it's gonna be crazy. So far, I have over almost 200 teas that is already sold, and it's only 11 a.m. So it's much better than everybody coming to the shop. Because I remember the previous years, we have people waiting outside. Even without COVID, I don't want to see that happening. I feel bad because people are waiting for like a couple hours just for their tea. It's kind of cool though to see like I got order coming in at like 12:05, and then 12:07, and then 12:09. Midnight. I feel like people were not sleeping. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to go on all the teas that my favorite really today, especially Alishan. How many of you tried the Alishan before? Because if there's one tea in the list that I know for sure, yeah, some tea was also sold out, but it's because I put like a small quantity. I didn't want to oversell it, so I kind of released small quantity at a time, because I was afraid that some people will abuse it and I don't know, like create different account, buy separately for 50%, things like that. But yeah, I see Mel was placing. Mel, were you placing order like 3 a.m. in the morning or something? I was still awake by then. Yeah, Alishan, absolutely. It's the most likable tea. I feel like I haven't seen anyone that don't like this. This is coming from people that been drinking tea for a while, people that know nothing about tea. I seriously haven't met anybody. In order for like something premium that is likable by everybody, it's very difficult. Like the dark shit oolong, everybody love it. One or two people don't like it. The chinchume, most people like it, but some people don't like it. Like Marilyn, you don't like chinchume, but most people love that. Most people like crazy about that tea. But Alishan, and if there's one tea that I know it hasn't disappointed, it's this Alishan. It's not even close. And I was doing the comparison with Mel, right, Mel? We tried like a few different Alishan with it too. It's incredible. This Alishan is just special. Um, I feel like it's not famous enough. I mean, it is famous, but for non-tea drinker, they're not very popular. For a tea drinker, a casual tea drinker, they know the word Alishan, but they never really. I mean, it's everywhere in Taiwan. It's literally everywhere, including at Starbucks and some like boba shop. So because of that, so a lot of people think Alishan is just average, and that's kind of sad because Alishan is one of the most famous tea, and and most people just think it's just a normal Taiwanese oolong that tastes great. Even Chinese people, even Taiwanese people. I have so many Taiwanese friends. I used to live there for like 5 years. So even my Taiwanese friend, they're like, oh yeah, I know Alishan. Or like people that work at the casino, they serve Alishan as their VIP teas. And, most of the time people just already have kind of an idea, but it's not the same with this Alishan. And I wish there is a way for me to put a grade. Sometimes the grading with tea, they're not really kind of recognized in the whole world. Like matcha, I believe sometimes they call it like grade A, grade AA, things like that. But seems like I've seen like all over as far like grading for Alishan. I mean, the most I've seen as far like quality, they call it competition grade. And I've tried a competition grade Alishan that I was, I'm always exploring the new tea. And I'm not even trying to, I mean, I'm not even saying like competition Alishan. I'm talking about vendor that I know that have good tea. I asked them, hey, send me a sample of Alishan, and nope, none of them better than this. Many of them even more expensive, and they are like good vendor. I'm not talking about like they're like some vendor that I don't recognize. This is like good vendor that I know that I work with. I asked like, hey, get me Alishan, get me your best Alishan, like your competition grade kind of Alishan. Every time, not even close, not even close. This is by far the best oolong, Taiwanese oolong that I have ever tried. And it's huge. I know you probably heard me saying the best all the time, but I have category. I have category of what's the best. So definitely one of the best on this one. So I'm only putting about 3 grams. This is actually about a little bit more than 3 grams. So right, and this is a spring Alishan. I actually have a different one, which is a winter Alishan. I believe it's going to be on sale tomorrow. It's not today, but I think it's going to be on sale tomorrow. I have to double check my list. We got enough amazing teas to be on sale today, so I couldn't fit in any more tea. Hi, Paige. So, oh, by the way, I have a list of the winner for yesterday at 1 p.m. So I'll call in who won another medium roast later on. But let's just do this Alishan. And I was gonna do Alishan and Jade Mountain. Jade Mountain, but they're made by the same lady. Excellent craftsmen. They've been doing this for over 20 years. So they were one of the first female tea farmer in Taiwan too. So it's kind of nice. Now there are more of those. I met more female farmers definitely. Nowadays it's not that rare anymore. So I got Jade Mountain and Alishan, same place. I mean different mountain, same farmer that make it. So I'm gonna do both. 50% off on the first ounce. Make sure you look at that listings though. There are 2 listings if you get confused. Some people get confused. Where is the 50% off? I put it on the card and it says 25% because I have to create 2 separate listings. Oh wow! So it's just very 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 sweet. What kind of sweet is this? Man, it's so unique. It's like it's not honey. It's like a sweet flower, if that even makes sense. It's like if somebody put a simple syrup into like some flower like orchid. That's probably like the best description. I'm gonna rinse this tea, and you know what? I always been rinsing this tea these past days. I'm gonna show you the second method that I normally do if I don't rinse the tea. Okay, so I just put the hot water for like about a minute to a minute and a half. I have a timer here in my at my electric kettle, so I turn that on and I just wait. So yeah, honeysuckle, definitely. There you go, honeysuckle. I only slept for 3 hours, so I'm gonna need some help here. All right, so because I don't rinse the tea, I'm gonna do it for a minute and a half. So that's very important. That's the leaf is like a ball. If you look at it, when the leaf like a ball, two things: either you steep it really long, like a minute and a half right away on the first steep, just on the first steep. After that, you drop to like 20 seconds as soon as the leaf is opened up. So two ways of making this. One, you put hot water and you rinse it immediately, and then you pour it over after the 30 seconds on the second steep. Rinse and then steep about 30 seconds. This is my second method, which I don't rinse the tea and I just steep it for about a minute and a half. Right now it's already about a minute and 25 seconds, so it's ready to go. So two ways of brewing this. See, about a minute and a half, you can see all the colors is immediately ready to drink. That's only on the first infusion you do for like a minute and a half, okay? So two ways. So you can see the color is immediately vibrant. So when you rinse it, usually it's not ready to drink immediately, and you're risking of a little bit weak flavor on the first tip. But if you want to do it this way, this is good too. Actually, I'm gonna use my normal cup. Yeah. So that a minute and a half on the first infusion. No rinsing. No rinsing needed. Very sweet, very honeysuckle, like you mentioned, Marilyn. It's great immediately. Which method is better? I think it's preference. If I want it quicker, I will rinse it and then do a second one. If I just don't want to, if I don't have like an extra bowl to rinse the water, you know, if I don't have a bowl like this so that I can dump that rinse, then I will do the second method and just brew it a minute and a half on the first infusion immediately. And if you notice, right after that first infusion, I completely open up the leaf already. Only on the first infusion. See the difference? And you can smell the freshness of that leaf immediately. So I'm gonna. This is definitely my favorite tea. I'm not gonna dump this, Marilyn. I promise. This is like, no matter what, I'm gonna finish this. And that's the first infusion. I'm gonna let you try. And I actually forgot to create the code for today. So I'm gonna create the code after this. If you can give me an idea what the right code, any suggestion, I will create it after this session. I totally forgot. I got busy answering questions for like multiple customers, from text message to Instagram to like Facebook messaging. How many steps can you do this? Usually, same thing, about 6 good steps and another 6 kind of mediocre kind of step. It's 50% off. Second step, very important. Just because the first step, you were doing it for a minute and a half. Hi, Kayla. The second step, don't think that you're going to do it the same way. We're going to do a lot faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you just keep counting in your head. If you're still beginner, you know, make sure that you count that. In about 15 to 20 seconds, the tea is ready. Your goal is to have the same color, contrast, vibrance with the first infusion. So that's about 15 seconds is ready, and you can see the magic, how like a minute and a half and about 20 seconds, it's pretty close. All right, so you see that? That's pretty close. The color, and that's a 15 to 20 seconds. That's a minute and a half, 15, 20 seconds. Okay, let's give it a try. Oh, that's a good idea. Cold black tea, because it's Black Friday. All right. Amazing, amazing. Just like that, it's amazing. So 2 methods: rinse and do about 30 to 40 seconds, or not rinsing and do a minute and a half on the first tip and drop to about 20 seconds on the second tip. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. I feel like such a waste. I mean, drinking this by myself. Tea whiz for name. Nah, I'll do black tea. I like black tea. I like that idea. I'm gonna do that 5% off after right now. All right, I'm gonna do a third step. So anybody can guess how many seconds should I do on the third step? So if you've been drinking this kind of tea, you should know how many seconds should you do on the third step. I'm drinking tea, but it doesn't look as good. Are you drinking the same tea, Kayla? So the answer to this, for the third step, it should be around 30 to 40 seconds. I will do about 35 seconds, third step. And I'm gonna show you how consistent the color is going to look like if you do this properly. That's why you need practice. The more you practice this, the more the color is gonna look consistent. You know, you want to have the first infusion and the second infusion as close as possible. I don't really memorize this because I do it so much. It's a practice for me. I do it like every day for like 4 years. I don't even like memorize it anymore. I just know how many seconds. So it's a lot harder if you try to memorize. So I think I just have a what do you call it? Muscle memory. I already have a muscle memory to be able to brew multiple times with the consistent color, unless if I'm not paying attention and like if I'm like doing something else, trying to do 2 things at a time, then I usually messed up a little bit. But normally the first, second, third infusion, you gotta be try to close as possible. If you can achieve that without even thinking, then you've done your practice. And that's just one tea. Every tea is different. So you need to have that muscle memory. You just keep practicing, keep practicing. Really, how do you practice? You just keep making tea for yourself, for somebody else. And eventually, you'll get that muscle memory, which is kind of cool. It's a skill that doesn't pay you much, but it makes you happy, right? Which is very important. All right, so I'm gonna brew this about 30 to 35 seconds. All right, so about I will put another 10 seconds. So far it's just Marilyn that had tried this Alishan. It's very creamy, very smooth. Use black tea code after the session to get an extra 5% off. Now some of the tea is very limited though. You see that? 3 separate infusion for the same tea, and the color is almost identical. I have a different picture here, so you can't really see it, but they're almost identical. It's pretty cool. What are your thoughts about Twinings? I grew up on it. I honestly, I never even tried. Like, you know, I mean, I wish I tried more brand, but I haven't had a chance to try Twinings brands, so I can't tell you. Unfortunately, I can't tell you. But third infusion, same color, and you're going to achieve that more and more on the. You want to achieve that on the 4th, 5th, 6th. If you can do that until the 6th, after that it's gonna get easier. Just because after that, you know, the flavor is already. Most of them is already gone, the best flavor. So eventually you just basically brew it longer and longer and longer. So that's for the Alishan, 3 separate infusion, exactly the same color, with the method of brewing 1.5 minutes, 20 seconds, and 40 seconds. Now for the second tea, I'm gonna do the Jade Mountain, and I'm gonna use the second method, which is the one I was telling you. But first, let me finish this. So Kayla, you should give this a try. A lot of time, if it's like from a grocery brand, they usually come like bulk. They don't come from like a small family, and a lot of time they are basically use machine. They like to push and pick harvest the tea like 2 times, 3 times, sometimes even 4 times a year. So what happened is those plants, they need to rest, right? If they don't rest, there's not enough minerals and vitamins, and all the goodies is just keep getting abused. And as a result, your tea, it's going to become it has a lot of I feel like it has a lot of tannin. It get bitter very easy, and then you can see the plant is very dry. The leaf kind of thin because it doesn't grow normally. They usually use fertilizer so that it grew faster too. So that's the difference with any of this tea. They come from small family farms, so they control the growth of the tea. They don't usually use a lot of them. They don't even use fertilizers. They like naturally grow the leaf, things like that. So there is a big difference as far as like flavor. So if you haven't given it a try, and you know, it's perfect timing, 50% off. All right. So I'm gonna move on and do the second method. All right, I need a container to put this. I don't want to waste this. All right, luckily I still have the glass from yesterday. I'm gonna bring this later. Oh, before we go there, I'm gonna show you how the leaf looks like. So you wanna always kind of play with it, rub it in, rub the leaf, like how thick it is. Yep. So you wanna just kind of appreciate how full leaf it is. Very, very healthy looking leaf. Okay, this is the spring Alishan. A lot of time, if you get the tea from like that Walmart, you don't normally see a full leaf like this. If there is a full leaf, sometimes they will be broken into like half like this, and the leaf is very thin. And if you hold it too, they tend to get a lot lighter because it's thinner. But obviously with one leaf, you can't really tell the difference. Okay, so that's Alishan. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna bring this later. All right. All right. So we're gonna do the same thing with the Jade Mountain. It's the sister Oolong of that Alishan, because they're a lot more. They're a little bit more rare. That's why they can only produce very limited compared with the Alishan. Alishan has been popular a lot more. So the price is a little bit higher, but the flavor is actually create completely different thing. So same thing, boiling water. Okay, boiling water. Now this time, instead of steeping it for 1.5 minutes, I actually pour it out immediately. Okay, and you can use that to rinse the cup instead of just dumping, because there's no flavor out of this. And you can see the leaf, it's immediately, just by doing that, the leaf is already get kind of bigger. It's almost double in size, but it's still not ready for you to drink it yet, right? So you just get rid of this, or you rinse everybody's cup with this. I can rinse the pitcher, all 3 pitcher. I can rinse this, and then now I'm kind of cleaning, sanitizing the pitcher with this new flavored tea. Okay, I just kind of rinse it like that. So this is the second method, Jade Mountain Oolong. Now instead of waiting for 1.5 minutes, I'm only gonna steep this tea for like about 30 to 40 seconds. I'll do about 40 seconds. Hi, Sebastian. All right, so same thing, second method, different tea, brewing the Jade Mountain Oolong. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'm just brewing the second one. An extra 5% off after the session. I'm gonna create a coupon. Morning. All right, that's about 30-40 seconds. It's ready to go. All right. Okay, and you can see the color is slightly light, but the leaf is already open up. It's not completely open. I will say like about 80% open up, but this is already great in flavor. Hi, Wilson. What did you miss? You miss me brewing the Alishan with the second method that I don't think I ever covered. So basically, the first infusion for 1.5 minutes instead of you rinsing the tea. So I'm doing a Jade Mountain Oolong right now. These 2 are on sale. So I was showing how I can brew this tea with 2 different methods. So this is rinse and then 40 to 45 seconds. But after that, the same thing, you're gonna drop that to about 20 seconds to 25 seconds. So I'm running out of water. So that's gonna be a problem. You never want to do that, because now it's gonna ruin a little bit your steeping. All right, I have like a little bit water here. So whenever that happens, so I have 2 kettles. One is lower temperature, and the other one is higher temperature. I'm actually gonna try this new water. It's called Drink the Ocean. So we'll see how good it is. I love trying out new water, so you should make that as a habit. So now I have to adjust this on the fly, because the water was a mix of hot and cold. So I'm gonna brew it a little bit longer. What temp should this both be steeped at? Always use the boiling water if you can. It will be better because it will bring out more of the flavor. It's more, but pay attention on how long you brew it, okay? The first method and the second method, slightly different on how you brew it. I'm using a new water. Kona Deep. Could be good, could be bad, I don't know. Now, you notice I brew it a little bit longer than what I said. It's because I got mixed up with different temperatures. But now it should be ready. I did totally muscle memory. See that? The color is very consistent. Almost identical, even though I messed up a little bit with the temperature. But as long as you know what to do, like lower temperature, you're gonna increase the duration of your steeping time. So that's the second brew. And the leaf is completely open now. Completely open now. I'm gonna put it close to you. Beautiful green. Jade Mountain Oolong. So let's give this a try. First infusion and second infusion. If you haven't tried Alishan, definitely give this a try. It's 50% off on the website. Oh, man. It's almost hard to... I think Alishan I still favors a little bit Alishan, but this is like right up there. I think Alishan has a little bit slightly graciness that I like. There's like a fresh spring kind of flavor, where this one is more rounded, kind of sweet flavor. This one almost like a GABA a little bit. So there's like a little bit kind of like sweet corn, kind of sweet rice kind of flavor. So it's really nice. Very, very good too. I mean, I wouldn't complain with any of this tea. Like I said, personally, Alishan is just maybe like a little bit better. Oh, excellent, excellent. I'm gonna do the third steep. So again, rinse 45 seconds, 20 seconds, and now the third steep, it's another 45 seconds to a minute. 45 seconds. I'm using a new water, so let's see if it changed the flavor a lot. Okay, so it's about another 40 seconds. So rinse 40 seconds, drop to 20 seconds, went back up to 40 seconds. Different method. So I don't know if you use this method of brewing. You know, if you don't, you know, put a comment. I would love to see how you usually brew it. How long do you brew it? You know, everybody there's a little bit different of how you brew it, but that's kind of part of the fun on how you do this. And some people, they like to brew it for like 2 minutes in this thing. You know, like some people, they want it really, really pungent and really strong. I like it just smooth, sweet, like enough to grab all the complexity of the tea. Okay. And sometimes I cheat a little bit if I'm not sure about whether or not the tea is ready. Because I'm using a Gaiwan, it's easy for me to kind of peek a little bit and just kind of look at the color and whether or not the color is getting close to that, and that give me like an extra information for me to know what to do next. Okay, so you see that third step, identical color, two different brewing method and different timing, both boiling water, and you can accomplish the same way. You know, and there might be a different method, like a third method that I'm not familiar with, but usually those are the two methods that I'm familiar with as far as like timing and temperature. For Taiwanese oolong, that is like roll like a ball. Excellent. So it's a lot more deeper. It's a lot more body to it. The sweetness slightly losing out a little bit. The aftertaste, I think Alishan is still a little bit better. But yeah, oh, let me announce the winner for yesterday, 1 o'clock. And for this one, I'm gonna announce it later too. I might probably do live like a lot today because there's a lot of tea I wanna cover. So probably the next one, probably either 12:30 or like 1 o'clock. Okay. So, but 11 o'clock, the same thing every day. All the other is depend, because I'm at the shop, it depending on how busy the shop is. So I can't really say, but I would say about 12:30 to 1 o'clock. All right, let's see the second winner for yesterday tea. All right, let's see. Hey, Alexandra, you won the yesterday tea. Your wish came true. You can't relate. There you go. So Alexandra, you want another oolong. So anyway, thank you again for tuning in. I'll be back later to talk a little bit more about the tea, and I'll turn on that coupon code for it's black tea for an extra 5%. But please, you go to the website. Get one of these 1 ounce for 50% off. I don't think there's anything you could get any better than that. But yeah, thank you again, guys. Are there any Shang on sale today? Nope, not Shang. Not today. I think it's tomorrow. But yeah, Mel and Alexandra, you won the the medium roast oolong Forever Spring, and that's fun fact that Forever Spring is actually made by the same lady that made the Jade Mountain and the Alishan as well. So now you have all the collection you can try from the same farmers. All right. So thank you again. So I'll see you guys later, hopefully. So if you're not busy, if Mel, you're not working, hopefully you're tuning in again. But thank you guys.